Some of the most important things in your life are stuck in the past. Your car, your savings, they're all big, expensive things, but how do you know you own them? Most of the time, it's just on a piece of paper, who knows where. It's old, it's clunky, it's like the dark ages. These things can also cause you the most stress and hassle in your life. It's time to change. Stay tuned because I'm going to tell you how blockchain and Avalanche will change your life and bring you back to the future. My name is DeFi Sai. I create content all around crypto, blockchain, Web3 and more. I am a member of Avalanche Team 1 and I'm kind of making it my mission to explain all about what this tech is and why it matters to you. So jump on, follow me on all the socials, etc. Subscribe to my YouTube at DeFi Sai to see all of my content. Now, real world assets matter. These are all the things that are probably the most important things in your life, and they're all still just on pieces of paper. They're buried in paperwork. Think of things like ownership contracts, bills, agreements, everything you deal with. But what if that mountain of paper could live securely in the palm of your hand on your phone? That's the power of tokenization, and Avalanche is where it's happening. Today, institutions, governments and fintech innovators are already building real products on Avalanche, from tokenized hedge funds and state-backed stablecoins to enterprise loyalty programs and even instant payments with Visa. So let's break this down. What is a real-world asset, or an RWA? So first up, let's look at what we actually mean by a real-world asset or an RWA. An RWA is simply something valuable that usually exists outside of crypto. Think of real estate, cars, art, government bonds, or even any contract that you deal with. Right now, ownership of these assets is tracked through outdated systems. Take a house, for example. Your ownership is recorded in a land registry, often built on decades-old paper processes. You need a deed, a legal document proving that you own it. Selling that house means lawyers, banks, title companies, weeks, sometimes months of verification and piles of forms. The system eventually works, but it's slow, it's expensive, and it's full of friction. That's the problem tokenization solves. So that comes to tokenization. So what is tokenization? Tokenization is the process of taking these real-world assets and turning them into digital tokens on the blockchain. That means ownership is secure, digital and provable. Transactions settle instantly. Assets can be split into smaller tradable pieces. Imagine that same house, instead of a stack of deeds and weeks of paperwork, ownership is represented as a digital token. You could transfer it with a tap or split into thousands of tokens so people anywhere in the world can invest in it. Any changes to things like ownership or maintenance details can be handled by smart contracts, all done on chain. Information and records updated almost instantly and accessible. That's what tokenization unlocks. Imagine it working like this. So why now? Why is the time right now? Now, tokenization isn't actually a brand new idea. Years ago, people tried tokenizing everything from hotels to artwork, but the timing just wasn't right. Today, things have changed. Stablecoins proved the model with over $260 billion in circulation. Stablecoins are basically tokenized cash. They're programmable dollars, etc. They're the first true killer app for blockchain, powering instant global payments and protecting savings in countries where local currencies are unstable. The infrastructure has matured with custodians, compliance tooling, and robust tokenization platforms. And now, major financial firms are launching real products. Tokenized money market funds from BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and VanEck are already live. Beyond that, private credit and cross-border payments are all going on-chain with new rails for lending, remittances, and trade. It's not just theory anymore. Tokenization is here and it's scaling. So what does this actually mean IRL? Who is actually tokenizing real-world assets on-chain? Let's look at some actual real-world examples on Avalanche of RWA tokenization. There's hedge funds and asset managers. Grow Finance with Centrifuge and Janus Henderson is deploying $250 million in tokenized credit products on Avalanche. SkyBridge Capital is tokenizing $300 million in assets on Avalanche with Tokeny and Apex. There's financial institutions. Franklin Templeton, with $1.6 trillion under asset management, launched its BENJI token representing shares of its US government money market fund, the first US registered mutual fund to run fully on a public blockchain. There's state-backed stablecoins. Wyoming's Frontier Stable Token, FRNT, is the first state-issued stablecoin in the US launched on Avalanche. Check my full video on that, which I'll link to up top and also in the comments. Now, what's cool about this is through a partnership with Rain, FRNT can soon be spent anywhere Visa accepted, whether by card, Apple Pay or Google Pay. It's backed by US Treasury in dollars with a legally required 102% reserve. FRNT is fully collateralized and audited. Pilot programs for this have already cut contract to payment times from 45 days to seconds. There's also enterprise real-world use cases. Now, beyond finance, India's first tokenized commercial real estate project was done in partnership with WisdomTree and developers. Avalanche is powering fractionalized ownership of commercial buildings. This is opening up access to global investors. We've got Bergen County in New Jersey with over 370,000 property records worth $240 billion are all being moved on chain. Like we showed before, it's cutting deed settlement from 90 days to just 1. This is the largest blockchain deed initiative in US history. There's also a Mogul platform which lets anyone invest in real estate starting from $250. It's already managing $22 million plus in assets and delivering 10 to 12% returns annually. There's institutional payments and trade platforms like Blockticity, authenticating 1.2 billion in global trade certificates with Avalanche-powered blockchains. Things like programmatic finance rails are enabling faster cross-border payments and private credit markets. There's more too. At the time of this video, the RWA value on Avalanche has just gone over $450 million. So who knows where this is going to be by the time you're even watching this video, as that figure is growing and it's growing fast. So why Avalanche? Now, there's a lot of blockchains out there, so why is Avalanche the best chain for tokenizing RWAs? Why are all these organizations like sovereign governments, global asset managers, and fintech platforms, and even Visa are all choosing Avalanche to launch their tokenized products? Avalanche is purpose-built for real-world assets. It's got sub-second transaction finality. That means it's fast. It's got super low fees that make micro-ownership possible, meaning it's cheap to use. It's got interoperability with global financial systems. That means it works with the existing tech. Now, this is a big one. Avalanche has customizable blockchains for compliance and scale. So what does this actually mean? Let's look at custom layer 1 advantage. Now, here's something that most people miss. A lot of real-world asset tokenization isn't happening on a shared blockchain. Institutions need things like privacy, compliance, and custom rules that public chains like Ethereum and Solana cannot easily deliver. Now, this is where Avalanche's architecture is a game changer. I did do a full deep dive into this very subject and how Avalanche's architecture is built for this. There's a blog post I did on the Avalanche Team 1 blog and a video on my YouTube, so I'll link to them up above, or also check in the comments on description. Now, on Avalanche, any company or institution can launch its own custom layer 1, which is previously known as subnets. Now, think of each of these custom layer 1s as a unique sovereign blockchain with its own rules, own tokens, own validators, and compliance controls. These layer 1s run in parallel. So let's say, for example, if one layer 1 gets busy, it's not going to slow down the other blockchain, meaning that if someone's got a unique blockchain, even while another blockchain is super busy, that blockchain is going to stay moving and stay moving fast. This is what institutions need. They need to be in control of their own chain. This all solves the block space bottleneck of monolithic chains, and it gives institutions the control they need. It sounds complex, but it's simple. There's a tried and tested roadmap in place too for any organization or institution that's looking to build an Avalanche. Avalanche even offers AVAX, a no-code or even low-code platform that lets enterprises launch fully production-ready layer 1s in minutes, complete with governance, upgrades, and compliance all baked in. Then, for testing and adoption, institutions can prototype a chain on the Spruce testnet. They can then launch production networks with Avalanche Evergreen. They can also use the EERC token standard for tokenization, which brings privacy, auditability, and control. All of this flexibility is why Avalanche is set to become the blockchain of choice for tokenization of RWAs. Now again, I've gone through a lot of this in previous videos, so I'll link to them so you can read them. Why does all this matter? What is the TLDR here? The TLDR is why Avalanche is winning the RWA tokenization battle. Now, institutions are live already. It's $250 million plus in credit, Grow Finance, Janus Henderson, $300 million tokenized by SkyBridge. Governments, institutions are live. Wyoming's FRNT, America's first issued stablecoin, spendable with Visa. Asset managers are live. Franklin Templeton's BENJI, first US registered mutual fund, is fully on chain. Real estate is live, 370,000 property records in New Jersey. India's first tokenized commercial project, Mogul, is live. Enterprises are live. Blockticity is authenticating 1.2 billion trade certificates, and it all works because of Avalanche's custom layer 1s. Faster, cheaper, tailored for compliance and scale. Tokenization isn't just coming, it's here, and it's all happening on Avalanche. Now, I do always like to close with a little comment on what this actually means for people like me, for you, your auntie, your nan, anyone. Now, we can talk all day about massive institutions like banks and governments, but how will all of this actually affect the person in the street? What does this actually mean? Now, everything that we've spoken about here is aimed at making the task that we do every day easier, faster, and cheaper. It will save time, save money, and if you've ever done anything like buy a house or a car or anything like that recently, you will know it's a pain and it causes a lot of stress. So taking all of this on chain, and specifically on Avalanche in particular, will make that all easier. Now, this for me is what the real adoption of this technology looks like. It's solving real world problems and it's making them easier and better to deal with. This is what adoption looks like. Hope you've enjoyed this video. My name is DeFi Sai. I do create content around crypto, blockchain, Web3, Avalanche, and other topics as well. So if you do like this type of content, follow me on all the socials, etc. It should be popping up somewhere now. And also jump on, follow my YouTube at DeFi Sai, and I will keep you updated on everything that's going down and explain everything to you. Peace out, good vibes.